Welcome to Apex Armoury. On today's episode, we have former SuperSport United and Orlando Pirates midfielder Selaelo Rasebotja.
Tabagalisi's passport it has always been there, you know, because we play in the GDL league with them, you know. It's a very competitive league.
Because I think you're still still growing as a player, still finding yourself. So you're not worried about more Pirates, it's going to be hard to play.
No, obviously those questions come into mind, you know, but as a person you never know what might happen. Yeah. So I think I just took a leap of faith to say, let me go there and fight.
Yeah. Hey, Iniesta.
Sure.
Oh, great.
Mnadwena.
I'm not. Oh, thanks for joining us vandaag. Remo, Under Armour Stomo Senteni.
Sure.
So I think just to kick things off, since really more Under Armour, you're one of the athletes. You're genuinely Under Armour. How did it start, and why did you choose Under Armour? And what so far?
Yeah, I think my journey with Under Armour started back in 2022 when I had my breakthrough season with SuperSport. You know, they were looking for young, upcoming athletes, in the country, and there's been a brand that has always been in contact with, my manager since from the School of Excellence. It's just that they needed people that are already in the, in the big leagues, but that are promising.
Yeah.
So as soon as I had my breakthrough season, they finalized everything, and I eventually, joined them. It's a brand that looks out for, people that that become the problem, but in a good way. So it's a very good brand. They took care of me, until I ended up where I am today, and we still continue together.
And then what's the weapon with Panisang in terms of boot?
Yeah, I use the Magnetico.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's it's comfortable. It's for midfielders, and it's a really comfortable soccer boot. Yeah.
All right. Oh, and then, I mean, wanna talk through your journey. Mara, let's just start with the present. I mean, you've recently left Orlando Pirates. I think it's now public knowledge that you've left Orlando Pirates, and so ubizika since it's preseason. Have you signed with anyone? Are you training? What's the latest going?
Yeah, obviously it's not a rumor anymore that I've left Pirates.
Yeah.
It's been great 2 years there, and it's been 2 years that were filled with a lot of challenges and unfortunate situations. But we're not in control of those. Only God knows what what He has done and He has planned for me. But it's been an unforgettable 2 years for me. Won trophies, and you grow in such environments.
Yeah.
It was we parted ways in good terms, man.
Yeah.
It was not a hasty decision that was made.
Yeah.
That surprised me. No, we sat down with all parties involved and sought out the best solution for me. Given the fact that I got a very complex injury.
Yeah.
That if not, treated right, I could have possibly retired from football. But credit must go to the Orlando Pirates medical team. They really outdid themselves in terms of making sure that I come back strong into football. And not just physical, but the mental part, It's one thing to be injured physically, but your mental health also need to be repaired, credit must go to them for that. And the chairman also is someone that I've been in contact with a lot of times in terms of my recovery, up until the point where, we had to come to an agreement that I have to leave. But it was a situation where all parties sat down and sought out the best solution for me, So I also want to thank them for that. And I recently joined Siwelele, and I'm upbeat and looking forward to the new journey and see what the future holds. But so far it's been good. The preseason has been well. The guys welcomed me well, and it's just a matter of time getting to know everybody and hit the ground running with the team.
And in terms of just how you're feeling on the field, because like you said, you're out for so long. feel grand, like, you don't have any.
No, physically I'm doing very well,
Okay.
I cope with a lot of things. I can go into challenges without any hesitation. And like I said, the rehab was done proper.
Yeah.
All avenues of recovery have been put at my disposal to make sure that I come back strong, and I come back as an athlete, but also a human being, because recovering physically
It's
and
one
not
thing,
mentally,
yeah.
it's gonna clash at some point,
Yeah.
But the one thing that I'm grateful for is that they really took care of the mental side,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I really feel good now being on the field and looking forward to what the future holds for me.
Sure. And Siwelele, what contract that you've signed, how long is it?
It's a 2 with an option, 2 years with an option.
Okay. Well, then all the best with that. But I think let's get to know you a bit, Mawan. And I think let's start right at the beginning. Antonio Limpopo, ne?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us where you from? And
Yeah, I was born in Limpopo, Mokopane. Mahulere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the last born, Elizabeth Lipita. So yeah, I have 3 siblings, my older sister and my older brother. So I come from a very, humble family, Both parents were very supportive in terms of the journeys that we want to take as their children,
Yeah.
There's never been pressure of them wanting something for themselves, man. It was always been about us. And I think, we grew up in an environment where everything was, just communication. If you need anything, just talk to us. And if you can, we'll do it for you. And if you can't, it's not a no.
Yeah.
It's just not the right time for us to do whatever that you want. So yeah, it's a very humble background,
Yeah.
Fortunately, I lost my dad very early in 2014. But, grateful for the years that I've been with him, such a funny guy. And yeah, the lessons that he has, taught us, me and my brother and my sister, we hope to carry them into our lives. And, I'm a father now to a beautiful young man, Mohau, who's 1 year old. So yeah, it's just one of those things, man, that you wish your dad was here to see,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm grateful for the years that he spent with us, and yeah, may his soul rest in peace. And I hope he's proud of the man that I've become, wherever he is.
And it's clear that you had a very present father. So how has that helped you in terms of your own journey as a father now? Because it's very important to revere like those present fathers.
Yeah, I think, every child needs both parents in their lives, because as a mother, the different perspectives, a mother sees something and a father sees something, and it's just a matter of both worlds coming together and creating an environment for the child to grow. And it's been a revelation for me, to be a father, because now it's no longer about me. Whatever that I do, directly affects it, good or bad.
Yeah.
So if I'm fine, obviously he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And if I'm not, he's also going to be affected. But my dad was someone that was presently there. He always encouraged us to, if we're not fine, we must talk. Because bottling things up, it's not the solution. It's not a matter of being manly and not having emotions. We human beings. So he taught us that, and I try also to be as expressive as I can, where possible. But the examples that he left for us, we are very grateful. And when he passed on, I remember I told my brother that, the head of the house now is gone. This is not an opportunity for us to start disrespecting our parents and stuff. Let's just continue with what he left for us. And I think, it's just been a warm house for us, and I hope to transfer that to my son, and for him to grow into the man that he can be, and be a good person in this world.
And then Diski, how does the journey start? And at what point do you realize, man, okay, something more?
Yeah, I went to Laer School Potgietersrus, Res, but now is known as Mokopane Primary School.
Yes.
That's where I started my football, journey. I was very young, but I was playing with old guys,
Yeah.
And I also had at Limpopo, the coach is always your teacher. So Mr. Maubani also he played a very huge role in terms of that. And that's where my journey started. My aunt also had a thing going on in terms of grassroots football. When I finished training at school, I'd also go train there, and so it was just me keeping myself busy with football. Until in grade 7, when the SAFA Transnet School of Excellence hosted trials in my hometown in Komahuleri. They did their trials, and then I was successful. They called us back for the final assessment at the school. We spent probably 10 days there. And then I still remember this very well. On the 5th of December 2014, my mom got a call that I've been accepted to start, the journey at the School of Excellence.
Yeah.
So that's when it started properly, to have an idea of what you want in life, But I was also very fortunate that in school also I was doing very well.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of balance, giving when it's time for school, it's time for school, and it's time for football, it's time for football, and that's where the mentality of just putting your mind in everything that you're doing started from. So
let's talk about the school. Firstly, how's that transition? Via from Kasiahao, Aholereng, but like Gauteng, you're away from your parents for the first time. How did you find the transition? How feel?
For me, it was difficult because it was, a short space after my dad has passed on. So it was really difficult to leave home because my brother was in boarding school and my sister was working away from home. So it was just my mom at home. So it was a very difficult period. In my first year at School of Excellence was very tough, because we all come from different backgrounds, and we try to live in the same environment, So it was very difficult from the start, but I got used to it. But it was not a smooth transition to leave home immediately after my dad passed on. But with time, boys are boys, we get to know each other, You see that, you're not alone in certain situations. Some of us, we have similar stories and similar backgrounds, and we just, I don't want to say we're trauma bonding, but we feel free to talk to each other about what we've been through, and it becomes a very, good relationship. We become brothers because the enrollment there, the group that comes is the group that we all go together, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, until we matriculate. So you form that bond. It also translates also into the field. We know each other, we eat together, we go to the same classes together and stuff like that. So we talk about what we need to improve, but it's just, it encourages that brotherhood to say when one lags behind, one has to go back and pick the other one and come in front and we push together.
And I mean, the school has produced so many players. Can you take us some of the names? Let's start with maybe ba grilling da as the Furman, and then ba when your group, because I think no group yabo happy ne happy moralo.
No, Happy was a year older than me, so he came before me.
And also those that came after we. So if you just some of the names.
Some of the guys that I can remember properly is we had Musiatla, he went to SuperSport. And then he came through the ranks and was promoted and he left. We had Tato Ramukhokhodi, he also went to SuperSport, so those are the guys that went through. When I got there, Pakamani Mahlambi had already left. And all of those things. But there's, the culture of the school, when you get there, they'll always tell you about the history
of the school.
The school, and may his soul rest in peace. Coach James Mabena, He was the one that introduced us to he's someone that was passionate about the school. He breathed the School of Excellence life, He knows where it comes from and all of those things. So, when you get there, you see all the jerseys of the guys that have been through the program. So yeah.
And how did being at the school help you as a player, for you to be the player that you are? Like, what is it about the training go to school that helps them produce such top players and also human beings?
I think the most important thing about the School of Excellence is the culture, first of all, the philosophy also.
Yeah.
When you get there, you already have an idea of how they want you to play and how to do things, and also to be a good human being.
Yes.
Because we come from almost 9, all of us, we come from 9 provinces, it was a national school.
Yeah.
So they just try to instill values of a good human being, a good sportsman, because we have educators that are our mothers there, that are our fathers. We have coaches that are not just only our coaches, but also our fathers, because they don't just talk about football.
Yeah.
They talk about life,
Yeah.
They try to guide you because some of us, we come with tendencies, we think we are clever and stuff like that, but they always call you out to say, no, this is what you need to do. Sometimes you're not saying change who you are, but try to adapt into the system that we're putting you in. So yeah.
Now I started hearing about you, Salentwana, under 15, I think. No coach again, Coach Laz. And because he coached me for like 2 years under 19, so not planche like so yeah, that's how I first started hearing about you. He was always telling me, Nalentwane so it's special, it's gonna make it, So how do you transition from the school? How do you get to SuperSport?
Tabakalisi's passport, it has always been there, because we play in the GDL league with them, It's a very competitive league, for juniors, because when they say we're playing against School of Excellence, they already have an idea of what's going to come.
Yes.
We're going to keep possession. We're going to try and train them out, look for spaces and stuff like that. So yeah, and we also had, like I always say, we always had a good bunch of human beings.
Yeah.
So when I got to the School of Excellence, we were with Coach James, He's the one that instills the culture and the philosophy of the School of Excellence, of how we want to play, No matter the opponent that we're playing is, don't change what we train, And then we transition to Coach Laz. Coach Laz deals more with the physical aspect of the game. He prepares you for life after School of Excellence, So now we start to play for results. As much as we play good football, but we have to have an end product. When we look back and analyze, we have to say, yes, we did 1, 2, 3. These are the positives. But what was the score? Did we win and stuff like that? So I went with him under 15, under 17 until the dream team, where now it's result based.
Yeah.
It's competitive. It prepares you, because when you graduate, you get offers and stuff like that. So when I graduated from the school, I had an offer from Vets. They offered us bursaries to study there and still play football. And then I had an offer from SuperSport also. And in that year, I had also went to Pirates for assessment June. I think I went there for 12 days, but I couldn't be with them because we had already qualified for engine also, so I can't play for them. I had to come back to the School of Excellence and finish the program.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year, we sat down with the school, the head and everything, and all the coaching, and we looked at all possible avenues that I can take, for my development. It was not money based, because I'm still young and stuff like that. So we sought out the best solution for me for progression, and SuperSport was the most viable solution for me to go and continue my footballing career.
And then also SuperSport to sign DDC, ne? Did you go to the DDC first?
Yeah, I went to the DDC, but I did not spend time. I think I probably spent 2 months there, and then I already
promote.
And I went to train with the first team, and that's where I struggled a bit physically, because it was that time, the bio bubble.
Yeah.
So I trained with them a week, and then we went into lockdown, and then we did our programs online and stuff like that. So it's not the same. So when we had to go back, I struggled physical.
Yeah.
And then we went into the bio bubble there. I could also still feel that the level is, physical, it's not, I'm not where I want to be physical, but Coach Kaitano, as hard as he was, patient with me until I got used to the environment and he gave me an opportunity.
Yeah.
And the rest was history.
Who was the competition? Okrabomang, the ideal position of his team.
When I got there, it was Tebza, it was Sipho, Weber, it was that group. And Khabe was already promoted because Khabe matriculated the year before. So Khabe was there, Ozwin was there, so yeah.
Sure. Especially because badlala your kind of positions. I want to those two, Tebzale, the Sipho. Like, what makes each of them special as a player?
No, I think for them, it starts from where they come from. They've been together for so many years at Virginia Sports Academy. I think they just took that and looked out for each other until they made it professional. And they carried that through the years. And we could see on the field that these people know each other and stuff like that. That's why they could excel the way they did. And they really doing well for themselves then. And they were an example for us youngsters to take from them, to say nothing comes easy.
Yeah.
They also had to, fight their way up there, because they had Team Furman, Reneilwe, and all of these things. So they took the baton from them and, they left a good example for us when they left and, progressed with their careers, So, yeah.
And Coach Kaitano, how was it working with him and how do you think he improved you as a player?
I think he was the hardest coach I ever worked with. Because he probably saw something that I did not see in myself, He was very hard, very hard on me. And sometimes I felt maybe he had an agenda with me. But when he left, he called me and said, and I still remember his word, he said, the reason why I was tough on you is because of I saw the potential that you had, because I was not hard on you and I put you outside. I was hard on you and I played you. So if you did not get the message, then hear it from me now that I was hard on you because I know you could give more. And the little that you gave for me, I appreciate it and thank you and I wish you all the best. That's what he said to me.
Wow.
And still today, I still call him to check up on him, and he still calls me to check up on me. And we just, continued the relationship from then, Even when I got injured, he called and said, come back strong and all of those things. So I have a good relationship with him. And,
Then Coach Kaitano via Coach Gavin. How like a Coach Gavin? What kind of a coach is he? And how did he help you progress?
Coach Gavin is a straightforward coach.
Yeah.
It doesn't complicate a lot of things for his players, He tells you what he wants, when and how. Simple, it's laid out. Doesn't complicate a lot of things,
Yeah.
It sets out the map for you and you follow it,
Simple, yeah.
And I believe because I got injured under him.
Yeah.
Had I not gotten injured then, I think I would have played more because, he always used to tell me, be patient. And when I got the opportunity, I used it. And it was just unfortunate that when he came in his first, season, after 5 games, I got my first ACL injury.
Yeah.
So, it was just unfortunate that I got injured then. And, after I got injured, the club made a lot of, purchases and Glove came in and all of those things. So, yeah.
And then tell me, what is your favorite position? Well, on these days they talk about the 6, the 8, the if I can say to you, choose a position.
Preferably an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
More of like a box to box kind of midfielder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably an 8.
But are you comfortable playing as a 6?
Yeah, I'm also comfortable playing as a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how via SuperSport the big move comes? Orlando Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, why Pirates? And 2, how did it happen that we joined the Pirates?
It was probably when I came back from my injury.
Yeah.
After I came back so I got injured the first season of Coach Gavin Hunt. So, and then I had to start preseason of the next season, and my contract was already. So in the last season where I left, it was my final year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I played a couple of games, in CAF Confederations Cup with SuperSport, and yeah, when the contract finished, immediately I think the following day, my manager called me and said there's an interest in Orlando Pirates and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay. And then we sat down and we discussed everything that needed to be discussed. And yeah, I joined the club.
But when you joined the club, were you not worried maybe about a competition, or maybe game time will be difficult? Because I think you're still still growing as a player, still finding yourself. So were you not worried about, more Pirates, it's going to be hard to play?
No, obviously those questions come into mind, but as a person, you never know what might happen.
Yeah.
So I think I just took a leap of faith to say, let me go there and fight.
Yeah.
And when I got there, I played. My first game was in the final of the MTN 8.
Yeah.
So I played a couple of times then, and Coach Rivero also, he was someone that talks to his players, and he could see that when someone is not fine and all of those things. So he also deals with the human aspect first before the player. So I learned a lot from him, as a human being, and yeah, like I said, it's just been unfortunate that I also got injured again and all of those things. But like I said, I'm a firm believer in that God doesn't make mistakes. He has a journey planned out for us, and whatever that happens in between, he knows it all. Mine is just to accept, deal with it, and see how I come from that situation.
And in terms of the differences between the two clubs, let's start playing style and philosophy. Did you find they did differ blind, and how did you have to adjust with Lalago SuperSport and then with Lalago Pirates?
No, it's SuperSport. It's like for me, coming from the School of Excellence and into SuperSport, they focused a lot more on my physical side, because technically they could see that I'm
sharp. Yeah,
I'm fine, but physically I could not cope.
Yeah.
So I went on a program with them physically, and then I could play games. I could play 90 minutes. I could play, compete and all of those things. And obviously at Pirates, the name itself, there's expectations.
Yeah.
It's how you manage those expectations, and when given a chance, do you cope with the pressure?
Yeah.
So it's more the mental side than the technique.
The actual technique,
yeah. Football, but can you deal with the pressures of playing for Orlando Pirates? It's not easy, because there's a lot of expectations, and if you fail to manage it, unfortunately, but it's a good environment. I'm still young.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can only learn from those experiences. Yeah.
And how does it change your life with Lala Pirates?
Now, obviously, that Pirates has a very big fan base.
Yeah.
When they announce you, when they introduce you to the club, already you are known before you step on the field. So yeah, I think that plays a role also into, it's all mental. If you can handle it mentally, it translates into the game, and you do well. As long as you stay within the structure and what they want to do, I think every player that applies themselves will survive at Pirates.
You played against Ahly that season when you guys went to the semi-final.
Yeah.
Cairo,
Yeah, I played. Yeah.
How was that, man? Because Rona's defense, we read about it, we see it, But obviously you've never experienced it. How is it playing in those kind of environments? Ahly away in the Champions League and all of that.
Yeah, I think with that, Coach Rivero always emphasized the fact that we should play the game and not the occasion, you know, because if you start thinking about how big Al Ahly is in Egypt, you're going to cripple, you know.
Yeah.
You're already making yourself feel inferior. And when you feel inferior, you're going to perform at that level. So we had a game plan, you know, what they wanted to do. And, you know, I came in as a sub and, you know, when you sit there on the bench, you see those little gaps and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, so yeah, I think, you know, that helped. And, you know, with Coach Rivero's guidance and stuff like that, you know, to instill the mentality that it does not matter who you're playing against. Just apply yourself, stay within the structure, do what we do at training, and the results will always take care of itself.
And then your injury, our child, how does it happen? And what injury was it? Because you were out for long.
I got injured match day -1 before we played Chess Galaxy. I still remember the date, 16th of May. So when it happened, so it was contact. This time it was contact, you know. So I had already received the ball. So I think Ndlozi slipped, and then so it was just a follow through. So but I felt fine, continued. But as I was about to pass the ball, I could feel that my leg is, you know, it's no longer intact, you know. So I went out, went to the doctor for the scans, you know. It was not a partial tear. So it was a complete rupture of the ACL.
Sure.
So the problem is that it was not only ACL, it was with what we call the PLC, the post lateral cord.
Yeah.
All the ligaments were also torn there. So it was a very big injury. So the doctor gives you a couple of options of what you want to do, you know, because, you know, the medical side, it's always evolving. There's always something new. But because I know I had an ACL before, I knew what needed to be done. So I asked the doctor to perform an ACL reconstruction where they take out the ligament completely. They take ligaments from, you know, the graft from different areas of your leg, like the hamstring and your quads, you know. So for me, in this instance, they had to make a new ACL, they had to take my quad. And then for the post-lateral corner, they had to take my hamstring. So I'm recovering how many things? ACL, quad, hamstrings, you know, post-lateral corner and all of those things. But I knew better now of how to handle the situation mentally, you know. I had to accept early that I'm going to be out for a very long time. And there might be a possibility that I might not come back the same. So that's why I'm saying credit must go to the medical team of Orlando Pirates for making sure that I come back to football, because it was not a very small injury, you know. Already when they say that ACL is 9 months, they're just projecting. It's also how you do your rehab, you know, and also your mental, attend to your mental side. You know, don't ignore it and say they will take care of the physical side. You are responsible for your mental health. And I mean, the medical team outdid themselves. You know, it was, you know, there are a couple of guys that were also out for long injuries. You know, you could talk to them and ask them how they're feeling and stuff like that. So it was not a small injury. It was a very, very big injury that kept me out for a very long time. But in these instances, you prioritize career over anything. Because if you rush to come back, you might lose your career. But if you prioritize, you know, proper rehab, you give yourself an opportunity to play for longer, you know. And also your habits change. You know, you have to report early for training, do your strength work, you know. So it just forces you to be responsible for your life and career, to make sure that when you're given an opportunity to be at the field, you perform at a level that you expected to be.
When you're out for so long, because obviously as a player, we know that every player is happy when they're on the field. And also, this is, I say hobby for another. It's how you look after your family. It's So when you're out for that long, surely you sometimes the doubt that will I ever play again? Will I be the same? What does that do to you, man, emotionally? Because like you said, we don't talk about the mental part enough sometimes. And I feel like we need to start having these conversations more and more. Like, what does it do to you, and how does it affect how you are at home, and all of that? And how do you find the strength to keep going and believe, or you want to come back?
The funny thing about football, or let me say from a player's perspective, is that the fans and everyone on TV only see the final product. They don't get to see behind the scenes. They don't get to see what a player goes through, because I personally believe there are a lot of things that contributes to a player's performance. You know? Everything matters and everything affects everything. You know, how you live your life, your relationships, you know, like everything is connected. And I know everything cannot be 100%, but if it's well balanced, you put yourself in a position to focus on your work and only play football. You know, so we're probably not taking that too serious, you know, but we understand the fans pay their hard-earned money to come and watch, you know, and we are also responsible to entertain them, because we're not just footballers, we're entertainers, because people pay their money to come watch us, you know, so we have that responsibility also. But behind the scenes, there's just a lot of things that happen, you know, that you know, it also goes from person to person if they're comfortable disclosing whatever that they're going through, you know. But people should take into considerations that it's not only what they see during the weekend. You know, it's a lot of things that play along, and you know, credit must go to those people that perform at their best while everything is not fine. You know, and we hope they could find a better way to deal with them. You know, and for me it was difficult. You know, because being on the field is where you want to see yourself. That's why you are brought here. You know. And when you're not playing, you feel like you're robbing the club. You feel like they're just paying you. And you're not doing anything. So, it was difficult, but I had the support of the guys. I had a very supportive family, you know. And also the one thing that helped me is to understand and accept my situations, that I'm going to be long for a long time. So my duty now is to support whoever that is given an opportunity to play for the club. You know, be their 12th man and encourage them to do well, because we are a team, you know, and when we do well, everyone, you know,
everyone benefits. The badge benefits
so
everyone.
For me, it wasn't not an easy situation, but I had to accept early that I'm going to be out for a long time. And when you do that, expectations are not, you know, like you don't get hurt when certain things happen. Or you don't get what you want, because you understand the situation, and you know that the club also transitions, you know, they sign players, you know, in your position, you know, and at the end of the day, when those talks that there's a possibility that you might lose your position or possibly leave the club, you know, you have to consider all of that, what you've been through, what your circumstances have been, you know. It's not because you are not capable. It's because of change of situations and circumstances that no longer allow you to be where you want to be. So, and also it's mentally you have to be prepared to say things are not going to be the same. You know, things are not going to be the same. So you have to be prepared for that. And like I said, I had, you know, people that were at my corner that spoke to me. And we sat down, like I said, before I even left the club, we sat down with the chairman, everyone, you know, to say, this is what happened, unfortunately. Had this not happened, possibly, this is where you would have been. You know. So, I'm, you know, grateful for them for giving me an opportunity. You know, but this was the best solution for both parties.
For both parties.
You know. they really looked out for me.
And just two more things on the Pirates thing. Now, firstly, the project there, Coach Ouaddou. I mean, even though you were injured, you're still part of the team. What do you think contributed to the success? I mean, the historic treble. What was it about this team that helped them achieve what they achieved?
I think Coach Ouaddou is a very passionate person.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his job serious, and he obviously expects that to be, transferred to his players and technical team. So, but with cup competition, there was no doubt that we stand a chance of winning trophies. And the league, everyone could see that it was long overdue. And it was just a matter of time that we, after 14 years, that we give the supporters and the club what they've been longing for the longest of time.
It
was just a missing piece into the puzzle. And understanding that as much as we're good in cup competition, the league is a marathon. Take each game at a time. Each game brings different scenarios, and it's how we deal with them that will help us. And we could see, the mental attitude of the guys. Most of the games we won them towards the end of the game. Also speaks to the preparations that the guys have been putting through. It has not been an easy season. There are a lot of challenges, and we stuck together as a group, and and we did whatever that was needed to do and bring the glory back to Escoti.
And then, Donna, since you've left the club, Ugai platform specifically for the fans, the spiritual owners of the team, because this is much better than like social media. And just tell them, any parting words to the Pirates faithful fans.
My message to the Pirates supporters is to firstly express my gratitude for the times they've supported me, the times they've cheered me on, and also in the difficult times where it was difficult. The thing with Pirates, you just receive, with supporters, you just receive random messages of, we wish you a speedy recovery. Hope you come back strong for the club to fight for the best and stuff like that. So I appreciated that, but also those that criticized, they build you, they build you. It's also how you take it. Some bring constructive criticism, and some are just passionate fans that don't want to see their club losing. Mostly emotions. So I just want to say thank you for that, and it was just a pity that I could not, come back and fight for the badge, but I'm grateful for everything that we have been through, and I hope you support the guys that have stayed behind. Really support. They're called supporters for a reason. They're there to give strength in tough times, not only in difficult times. When we speak of a fan is neutral. But a supporter knows what's best for their fellow men. So I just wish they could support the guys. It's not gonna be easy. But be kind to them. Because no one goes into the field to bring the club in disrepute. We all want and wanted the same thing for the club, is to win. And just be there for the guys, support them. They're human beings also, just like you. When you take off the shirt, you become a human being. When you put on the shirt, you're also a human being. It's just that your responsibility changes. But just be kind to the gents. Welcome the new guys. Well, adaptation is not the same. Be patient with those that are taking longer. They are brought there for a reason, and when the right time comes, I'm sure they'll give everything for the badge.
No, I thank you, Ton. And then let's get into light things, to end off. I'm gonna start with things off the field. I'm just going to ask you very light questions in terms of what you prefer to do, just so people also get to know what's about the player fella, you know. What do you watch? What do you mostly watch? Are you like a movie kind of guy, series?
I'm neither a movie kind of guy nor a series kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know? I spend most of my time with my child.
Okay.
You know?
So if I
if I could go to, and if Ntwana is not at home, I'm home.
Yeah.
You know? It's only recently now that I started playing golf.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm someone that loves to read.
Yeah.
So yeah, always keeping my mind active. Because someone that tends to overthink a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So when I'm home, I keep myself busy.
Yeah.
Or play golf. So yeah. And if I hear that there's a nice series out there, try and watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's only now that I started watching The Blacklist also.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I found it very interesting. And yeah, just that kind of guy, neither specific to a thing that keeps me busy, but there are certain things that are constant, you know.
Yeah.
Read,
Yeah.
spend time with family, and play golf.
Music? What kind of music do you listen to?
Hey, usually Limpopo, so this thing is I'm an all-rounder, man. I listen to piano, I listen to Limpopo.
Yeah.
You know, I also discovered a new genre, a new age. You know, unrestful and wide. I listen to that to calm myself down. But yeah, I listen to all different genres of music. I'm not, you know, biased to say Mamela Maskandi or I know. I just listen to different types of genres, also depending on how I feel.
Yeah.
You know, when thinking too much, I calm myself down, listen to new age and stuff like that. And when I'm in the mood, listen to my piano, the comp and all of those things. So yeah, I'm not specific in terms of the type of music that I listen to. I'm just an all round.
And then food. And can I get two types, ne? You know, your favorite in terms of the healthy food that's good for that you have to eat regularly as a footballer, but also your favorite in terms of like the cheating part where you're just eating for, you know, where good.
My favorite one that is healthy and, you know, creamy chicken pasta.
Yeah.
You know, I can cook.
Okay.
I think I'm a really good cook.
Yeah.
The cheat one, it's pizza.
Pizza.
But now I have a body that my metabolism is very high. I burn food quickly. So no matter how much I eat, I can't gain weight. You know. So not that I take advantage of that and eating a lot of junk. No, I always try to be in the right side of nutrition because it's also important for performance and being ready for the games.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I have to say fortunate or unfortunate, but you know, my metabolism is very high.
Okay, and then let me ask you about football related. Growing up, no favor.
Local or international?
Local.
My dad was a Sundown supporter.
Yeah.
My aunt is a Chiefs fan. My mom supported my dad. So the time I got to find
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent a lot of time football wise with my aunt. She used to take us to a lot of Chiefs games.
Okay.
So
no favorite coach.
Technically, you can say that.
Okay. And then internationally?
I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite local player growing up?
Because Chiefs most of the time, because stadium, it was Tebogo and there, loved and Reneilwe.
Yeah. And then internationally?
Frank Lampard.
Okay. No, that's something we have in common. And then who's the best player you've played with or against?
With I'd have to start at SuperSport. Sipho.
Sipho Mbule.
Yeah.
Nante Master Chef. Ne?
The best. And so Mbule, man. Against Jayden Adams. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to close off, guy 6 aside, not 5-6. Keeper. And then Lee 5 ka mohar. If unya go dlala ra o ka dlala lo wena mara ke keeper and then Lee 5 ka mohar.
Jar. Keeper Ronza. Just unfortunate that he's no more. Man.
Yeah.
Luke Fliers.
Fliers, okay. Good defender, eh? Yeah.
To partner him. I gotta defend that too much.
Yeah. Okay.
How many spots left?
So give Fliers Limbogas. You still have 3 spots.
Spoiler.
Okay.
Mshishi.
Yar.
Really?
5.
Yeah.
So I wanna strike.
Aye, freedom. Freedom.
No, thank you so much for joining us. It was nice to get to know you. Like I said, I heard about you. I was always hearing about, Ntwane. And it's good to finally get to sit down with you and have a chat, And I mean, you're still a young man. So career, hopefully you still have many, many years to go. Maybe we'll catch up one day. But yeah, I mean, just to close off, Jayden Adams, any words from you? How did it make you feel? And, what can you say to those that loved him, and particularly his family and his teammates?
Yeah, Jayden it's very difficult,
Yeah.
Neither of us expected to hear the news that someone that just came back from the World Cup has, sadly lost his life.
Yeah.
Irrespective of whatever that happened.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But yeah, just condolences to his family, his loved ones, and those that have been with him throughout. And
Yeah.
now we can only send our heartfelt, condolences and prayers for comfort
Yeah.
in these difficult times. And yeah, you cannot say it will get better with time, because it will never. No one will ever replace Jayden. And they are just so sad, Yeah, it's someone that I played with at under 23 and the junior national teams, and against, see how he progressed, to be where he is.
Yeah.
And whatever that he was fighting, silently, we would have wished for a better outcome. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad for the football fraternity, But yeah, we send our heartfelt, condolences to his family. And
thank you, Tom. And yeah, and finally, where were we Iniesta?
Hey, nickname it was cool.
It was cool, ne? Yeah.
External energy that external energy, and I was short.
Yeah.
So, and we had 2 midfielders, number 10.
Yeah.
And we had an AstroTurf.
Yes.
So, I think because of Niva Tribula too much, and the midfield, and then Iniesta. But I never wanted the name because it brings a lot of expectations.
Yeah, the pressure,
and all of those things. I never wanted that, but what also is something.
The more is stick,
So, wish I would have been firm about it.
Yeah.
I'm not Iniesta, I'm not slide. But yeah, it was there, and then he said it like this, and then it stuck.
Yes, stick.
But yeah, it came out like that. But I don't take it to hate. It's just that I'm not someone that likes going back and forth with people.
Yeah.
I
Jack, all the best, and I hope you have a great season and look career how going forward.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Sharp.